on the final morning of the M&G Investments PE PLETT, 74 Ks down to Nature's Valley after 3 beautiful days that started up just outside PE in Crossways. What's in store for today? Well, firstly, a cooler day, but I think a bit of a headwind for a lot of the riders today. The Tsitsikamma mountain range on the right-hand side here as they leave the forest and head down the old Storms River Pass, one of Mr. Baines's very first creations, and then they'll wind their way through the forest and then drop down to the finish at Nature's Valley. Richly rewarded celebrations there for everyone who completes this wonderful journey on the M&G PE PLETT. There was a spring in the step of the riders as they made their way to the start chute. For 3 days, they'd started in one batch with the riders grouped in 4 quarters. The first were the fastest, lining up on the front line with the slow riders rolling off at the back. As if by way of divine organization and intervention, the sun popped out from behind the clouds to cloak the coastal plain in soft, beautiful golden light. The flat exposed road drew out the big guns early, William Majapolo of Exara and Rudy Kun of Imbuko dropping the early watt bombs. They headed through the MTO sapling plantations on towards the lower slopes of the Tsitsikamma range. The leading women's teams are all intact amongst the hard-riding second group of riders. The light but persistent drizzle that had descended over the region on the third afternoon had the dual effect of making the plantation roads firm and tacky, while the section of single track through the lush indigenous forest was a little more like thick chocolate sauce. In fact, the rain had prompted a spring to come to life overnight, which caused no problems for Fani Roo. But Karma had other ideas for his KWV teammate. Ouch! Was that a splash of ish with your brandy, Dirk Burger? No physical damage done, just a dent to Dirk's pride. Tony Gazongo and Daryl van Zyl were cruising. Therese and Adrian van der Kolf and Craig and Karen Nelson looked to be having an absolute blast out there. The cooler conditions and fairly forgiving terrain seemed to have triggered race mode in some of the usually more relaxed riders. The stable door was open and they were on the charge. Up front among the racers, Kun, Kaiser, Van Zyl, Becker, Smart and Munich were flying in formation. Masi Zondani and Alpheus Maduna led the chasers. It was a relentless pace. And the first to start to feel the heat were Ollie Munich and Rogan Smart as they slipped off the leading group. They were heading towards the King of the Mountains climb, but first they had to drop down the old Storms River Pass. One of the early passes built by that master road builder Thomas Baines, it was completed in 1885, and since the construction of the Paul Sauer Bridge on the N2, it hasn't seen much traffic since 1964. Except, that is, for mountain bikers. It's a truly beautiful ride.
What a day!
Doug Leach put it well. The King of the Mountains was at the top of the southern end of the pass, and the riders were welcomed in like conquering heroes.
King of the mountain! Cheers!
Lekker ride. The forest was amazing. Coming up, it's an amazing climb up and down. It's lovely. Lovely day out here. Lovely water tables. Fantastic. Cheers.
The lead group was still intact. Elder statesman Ollie Munich doing a little yo-yoing, but showing characteristic true grit to stay in touch. The rain did leave an unavoidable obstacle on a flat section of Forest Road. The mud stains are like Strava, it proves you did the ride. Up ahead, the short sharp climbs continued to put the Signal Bikes pair under pressure, Imbuko and Titan again opening up a small gap. It was a day of truly lekker riding.
Oh gosh.
After 3 stages, everyone seemed to have found their mojos on day 4, and were flying. What a pleasure. Belgian Joris Neven even had the energy to race our cameraman. The Tsitsikamma water point saw all the riders take on food and drink. Even the solo women's leader, Janine Oosthuizen, and the bubbly Xaro women's team.
I'm hungry. Nah, it's been going good. We're holding wheels. People are strong today. Yeah, and legs are a bit painful, but it's the last day, so we're gonna keep pushing through. And yeah, let's see you at the finish line.
The road continued to take them on a mazy wander in and out of these beautiful plantations. Tall and short they were, the trees. And eventually it led them to the edge of the cliffs. The Indian Ocean doing its best on a grey day to drag the riders' attention away from the trails. What stunning views. For the first time, the route did not take them down the old Blowkrans Pass. Instead, they were heading for the amazing Blowkrans Bridge. Completed in 1983 at a cost of 25 million rand, the 272-metre-long arch bridge is home to the world's highest commercial bridge bungee jump. Certainly worth a stop for a pic. Eugene van Tonder and Ashley Bales dropped out of the bush and made their way towards the bridge. What an absolute treat to roll along this engineering masterpiece. Nicholas Smith and Darren Smith were closing in on the M&G Investments Boost Bar, where the iced coffees were the bomb and in high demand.
Yeah, almost there.
Yeah, I'm having a wonderful time. I'm riding with two chicks. They're both fantastic. One's my wife, the other one wishes she could be, but we're having the most amazing time. Thanks, great.
The horses now heard the stable door creak. Leon Cotting and Colin Gibb were on the charge. The Stilting School headmaster, Cornelius Kutzer, was being dragged home by David Masterson. A regular feature going up on the reverse route, the Grootrivier Pass was the best way to finish 4 days of blissful mountain biking escapism. The Buco Type Dev Giant and Live teams dominated the racing aspect of the event. They won both the elite men's and women's categories.
Sure, this is my first PE PLETT, and I must say I think it's one of my favourite stage races I've done before. It's a hard race, there's no free miles, but it's very rewarding, and the scenery is really spectacular. It's an underrated race. I'm definitely coming back, and I'm tired, but it was really great.
It was incredible, eh? They put it full gas, and it was an incredible race, and I can't wait to do this again.
Yeah, it's about like a train. It was an awesome ride. Thank you very much for everything. The organisation was great. Thanks, guys. It was awesome.
But the 4 days at the M&G Investments PE PLETT was about so much more.